goes over a tenth of a second fast.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Formula Trout League Premier Series, the Challenger Split. We are here at Imola. Currently on board with Darian Chkloven, who is actually just going into the pit lane. So never mind. I am Alex Cochran. I'm joined by no one at the moment. Hopefully we will be joined by someone. Our usual commentator, Ross McIntyre, was supposed to come and join me, but he is currently not here. So fingers crossed he shows up. But for the moment, it's just me. Currently, there is 7 minutes 30 seconds left of qualifying. Darian Chkloven, who last time out made his debut in Formula Trout League, who had a back of grid penalty, I believe, or I'm not too sure. No, of course not. He made his debut. He must have had a problem in qualifying because he didn't set a time last time out and started at the back of the grid. But this time, setting the pace with a 1:16 dead, which is amazing pace for Challenger Split. Cyprian Stoian, our one of the Challenger Split champions, who is back in Challenger Split after a few seasons in Master, is currently in second with a 16.5 on board with him as he goes through Aqua Minerale. approaches the Variante Alta chicane. Looks like he's on an in-lap or an out-lap right now. And Dmitry Kamachov, oh, as he gets into traffic there. I'm not sure what's going on. That was one of the Andersons. Not sure what was going on there. We swapped to him just at the right time. Made contact with another car coming through Aqua Minerale. Obviously a very, very high-speed part of the track. And, yeah, we've got 6 minutes 30 left to quali, and I didn't expect to see that. So, yeah, not sure what's going on there. But Kamachov looks like he was on a lap, so maybe 110. Yeah, he looks like he was on a lap, so I think he maybe was impeded by the car in front. Maybe they were on an out lap, an in lap, or he just didn't leave enough space and misjudged it. But yeah, we'll see what the stewards have to say about that later on. But he's currently in P3 with a 16.8. He won last time out at the Nürburgring. His teammate Columba Griffiths is not on track currently. I saw he was potentially having internet issues, so hopefully he'll join us later. Well, he'll join the qualifying session later on, but only 5 minutes 45 seconds left, so the clock is ticking, and yeah, maybe he'll get on track for the race, but might not be able to set a lap. Well, our current championship leader, which is Kamachov, is here, but yeah, P2, Columba Griffiths is not here, and that will be maybe not a disaster for Griffin Red, because they have a very, very comfortable lead already because of the 1-2 they got at Nürburgring. But you know, early in the season, there's 12 rounds in the season. This is round 2 out of 12, so you really don't want to be dropping those points already. Although there is plenty of time to make it back, obviously, but that goes both ways for Griffin and the other teams competing with them. Right, following Spencer Owens here as we switch to one onboard, actually. Just coming into a corner I can't remember the name of. Comes down into Aqua Minerale. As I said, it's a very, very high-speed corner in these F1 cars. Well, the Formula Alpha cars, I should say. Formula 1 inspired cars, these. You know, the entry is almost flat, but you're carrying nearly 300 kilometers an hour into that corner, which is amazing. You know, an Formula 3 car, you're looking at about 200 kilometers an hour, so you're almost 150% of the speed, and then you have to brake for the much tighter right-hander after that kink. And very, very sketchy, easy to get it wrong, easy to put a wheel on the grass, and then it's just going to take you off. Coming through the Ravatsas, he will be setting a lap time here. See what he does. 17.3 already. Yes, a 16.9 for Owens, puts him up to P5 with 4 minutes left. Yeah, he's backed off. He will get back to the pits. Not sure if he'll be able to do another lap. Might be able to get one more flying lap out there. As we go on board with Forrest McCormack. Coming into the Variante Alta. We've got a yellow flag for Kamachov. Oh, Kamachov's made a mistake at Villeneuve. It looks like spinning the car into the barriers. He gets it going again, but oh, it's sliding already. So yeah, he clearly has damage. He's going to have to come into the pits. It's qualifying, of course. Might be able... I'm not sure. I think that's Owens behind, so he might be able to do another lap if he gets in quick, but we'll see. P3 at the moment. We've got another yellow flag out there for James K at turn 1. A little error there. I think he got on the grass, but he's going again. Yeah, warming his tyres, so that might have even been an outlap. Oh, more yellow flags. Stephen Hepner off at the Variante Alta. A very, very demanding circuit, this. As I said at Aqua Minerale, that's a very high-speed corner, but the whole track is incredibly high speed. The current configuration, yeah, there's some chicanes, but these chicanes are all high speed. Turn 1, Tamburello, used to be a flat-out left-hander, is now a very high-speed chicane. It's easy to get it wrong, put you in the wall as Hepner comes into the pit lane. I have a message on Discord. I might be a bit quiet. I might be joined by Oliver Gibson, if you would like to join. If you can. We will be joined by Oliver Gibson shortly, who was a champion last season in Challenger Split and is now racing in the Master Split in the next hour or so. Oh, Stoyan gets it wrong. Oh, contact between the two cars there. Stoyan gets it wrong on the Variante Alta, gets into another car. I am now joined by Oliver Gibson. Yes, hello, Oliver.
Hello. I've been watching the stream, so.
Very good to hear. Yes, unfortunately, Ross has not showed up yet, and he's supposed to be here, but I'm not. But I've got you now, so I'm not alone.
Yeah, I thought you were missing someone.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of commentating on my own, but I'll do it if I have to, and I had to today. But now you are here, so all is well. Oh, it's Cyprian gets it wrong again on the exit of turn 1. That looked like, I don't know if he was on an in lap or an out lap, sorry, before, but made a mistake there. That's his qualifying session over. Pulls over to the side of the road. Darian Shkloven still in P1 with a 1:16 flat. Not actually improved his time yet, but that's a really, really impressive time.
A lap, Cyprian Stoyan had a fastest sector 2 on that lap, but yeah, could have been a pole, but it's turned out to be nothing now, as K, I've just seen on the live timings, had an incident.
Looks to be going okay on our TV screens here, but yeah, he's not 1.5 down, so might have ran wide a little bit at Villeneuve or something. I think Darian is just about to start his final flying lap. 1 minute 7 seconds left, so this will be the checkered flag when he crosses the line again. Goes through turn 1, nice and clean. Into Villeneuve now, right on the edge. Like, Darian, you know, from what we've seen so far in the pre-quali as well, he's an incredibly fast driver. He was setting some of the fastest times overall, not just in the Challenger split, so he's definitely one to watch. His teammate Skamanis is down in 17th, but just improved with an 18.9. Right on the curb. I think that might have been legal, I'm not sure. The track limits are quite strict here at Imola. The Formula Trout League rules our curb is track, but the track limits for the game for Assetto Corsa can have a bit of a different mind sometimes, and can dirty your laps when it would be legal for us. One of the Andersons is off there, yeah. We've got a yellow flag for Owens, but we'll ride on board with Shkloven, see if he can improve through Ravazza 1 into Ravazza 2. Nice and clean, running the curves on entry and the exit. Touch of grass for good measure. See if he can improve from a 1:16 dead. Don't think he will, actually. No, he will. So 1:15.9 improves. No need to improve. No one else is even close to him. But can Kamishov do anything about it? Coming to the line, 1:16.5. So that's 6/10 to Shkloven. Stoyan is 5/10 again. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be pole for Shkloven. Most cars finishing the laps are coming into the pits now.
That's an incredible lap from Shkloven. I mean, Stoyan is the closest car, and he's 5/10 off. That's like a master split time. Get him quite far up. Maybe just miss out on Q2, but still incredible lap.
Yeah, it's a huge margin. I mean, you know, I'm a master split driver myself. You are as well. I'm gonna be honest. My best time was not even. I don't think my best time was faster than that. My best time's about 16.2, I think. I'm not really focusing on qualifying, but yeah, to do a 59 in master split is really impressive. Oliver is really quiet according to Max in the stream, so I will try to turn you up. Sorry for the Windows notification sound, everyone. Radio check, Oliver.
Hello.
Thank you. Hopefully you are better now. Please tell us in the Twitch chat if he is. But yeah, that's Darian Shkloven on pole for the younger GP Imola GP? Italian GP? We have 3 Italian GPs this season, so it's not really the Italian GP. We'll say, I don't know, they call it San Marino in real life, but Imola is not in San Marino. It's just close to it, so.
Yeah, I actually read about that yesterday. They only named it the San Marino GP because they already had an Italian GP, so I was tempted to put on my Instagram post the San Marino GP, and then I checked it if it actually was. I was shocked to find out that it's not. So we'll call it the Imola GP or the Bologna GP.
Yeah, maybe. But the cars are now on the grid. This is not the best camera angle. We'll try teleport into the right position. Magic of sim racing here allows us to go where the starter sits. The grid is... Oh, that's a terrible place. The grid is much further back than it is in real life. You can see the grid marks on the ground there. Here, in Formula Trout League, we use the further back start, where they start... I think where the finish line is in real life, but we'll deal with it.
Just means a longer run to turn 1, so...
Exactly. We're not sure how good Darian is at the start, as the lights are going to start to come on now. We didn't see him start last time out as he had that problem in qualifying, so he started near the back of the grid. But this time for Imola, he is in P1. 6 red lights are on in Assetto Corsa, and they are now underway. Whoa, Cyprian wheel spinning on the exit. Good start for Darian. He's already gapping Cyprian in front. Defending the inside of Cyprian. Oh, there's a lot of cars off in the background there.
Crash. Could that be a red flag, maybe?
Yes. Yeah, that's a red flag, 100%.
That's... I can't count how many cars are in there. There must be at least 7 of them. That's... Wow.
Now my chat app is not here, so one moment. There we go, we have a chat app. One moment.
Oh no.
I can't have my normal chat app.
Oh no, if they don't,
I
they might not vote
I
it.
forgot the restart thing, which is a problem, but we'll keep following the action for now.
A 1.3 second gap already. I mean,
Thank you, thingy.
incredible. Incredible start for Cyclone.
Why did it just reset me? What?
Uh-oh.
This is not working for some reason. My chat app is playing up. I am confusion. Apologies for this. Bear with, the chat app is bugged. I love Assetto Corsa sometimes.
Ah, there we go. Oh.
So unfortunately, the chat app is bugged and it will not appear, which is the usual red flag control. And yeah, we've had the luxury of the advanced Assetto Corsa shaders patch chat app for quite some time, and I may have forgotten how to use it properly. What a car sitting sideways on the grid there. But we will be underway again for Imola with the second start. Hopefully it'll go much cleaner this time. Lights out and away we go. Darian gets a good start again. Cyprian gets a better start this time as well. Covers off the inside, does Darian. Very, very packed grid here at Imola. Hard to keep track of the action. Stoyan still in P2. Cloven well in front already. We've got a car off at turn 1, but looks to be a bit cleaner this time. Kamashov gets up into P2 actually in front of Cyprian. They're side by side into Villeneuve. Kamashov goes around the outside. So very, very impressive there as Cyprian runs wide. Oh, there's a car off in the background. Who was that? I think that was McCormack in one of the Vulpino Actico cars. Yeah, so came together with another car there, but seemed to be okay. I think it was just him off. Cloven with a 1.3 second lead already. See the cars coming through Aqua Minerale, incredibly high speed corners, even on lap 1 when they've got the fuel.
I think I saw a Supernal go flying off at Tamburello on that start, so...
Yeah, looks like it was Spencer Owens had a bit of an issue there. He's only just coming through Aqua Minerale now, so yeah, must have got into an issue there. Cloven, 1.2 seconds to Kamashov, staying roughly the same. DRS is very, very powerful in these cars, but at the moment he's already broke DRS on lap 1, so not going to be enabled until lap 3. The cars come through the final corner now in a big long snake. On board with Jeremy Brox?
That sounds about right.
A new driver actually. I'm not seen Jeremy on track before. He's driving for one of the Ace Energy teams.
I think that's Horizon, isn't it?
believe so. But yeah, up into P6 already in front of James K. It looked like he was making a move on Cron back then, going to the Delta, but didn't see anything happen. Further back, Jackson in P10. Looks like he's under attack from Imran Sheikh. Runs a little bit wide onto the AstroTurf. Be really, really dangerous going out there. It's much lower grip as he gets right up behind Stephen Hepner there. Stephen Hepner's slower than Jackson through there, but Jeremy Brox is up into P5 actually, further ahead through the Variante Alta. Very rare place to make a pass like that. I wonder if Cron made a mistake. Maybe on the exit of Vaca Minerale, maybe he just ran a little wide, allowed Jeremy to get in front. Looks like Ferrero's made a mistake further back. Yeah, the Variante Alta, that is. He was running straight on. Don't know if he locked the rear or something, but up at front, Darian Shkloven leading the way to Kamishov, 1.4 seconds. And then further back again, we have 3 seconds to Stoyan in the final podium position. I have had correspondence from Ross. He will not be making Challenger Split, but he will be making Master Split, so it's just going to be me and you, Oliver, for this time.
I'm glad he's coming to one race this evening. Miss our Ross.
Yeah, Ross is a fantastic commentator. We're very glad to have him here at Formula Trout League. There's a slow car through there. Just gets out of the way. That's one of the Anderson pair.
Oh, as Kamishov's within DRS, so this could be an overtake for the lead on lap 3, because like you said before, the DRS is so strong in these cars.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if Shkloven made a mistake, maybe got blocked by traffic or something. Stoyan's dropped to P4, we just missed that. Christian, someone has got up to P3. As he runs wide in the grass.
Wow.
Big snap of oversteer there. I don't know if he has the DRS, but yeah, the overtake is not going to be happening this time round. Still faster that lap, so 0.8 as he gets to the braking zone. If he can stay within that distance, he will have the DRS. We'll switch back to Stoyan right behind Christian. Ooh, that's a name. Tuomela. We'll just call you Christian. But yeah, Stoyan right behind Christian. As Christian runs wide, actually. Coming into Tosa, we see them side by side. Christian on the inside, Stoyan on the outside, makes the move after Christian ran wide around Villeneuve. Yeah, the position swapping back and forth there. Kamishov up at front is 1.1 off Shkloven, so Shkloven's actually pulled out that gap a little bit after turn 1, and it's hovering around that 1 second mark. Don't know if they'll have the DRS. Christian, if he can stay within this time, will have the DRS. There's Anderson further back pit, so he must have had a problem. We saw him going slow earlier. It's Ciprian cuts the chicane. Stoyan on the inside, Christian on the outside. Now one of these guys are going to get DRS. Maybe they'll try play it tactically and back off. No, they go side by side through Ravazza 1. Stoyan has the lead, the Ravazza 2, but now Christian will have the DRS. Or should have the DRS, yes, so Christian has the DRS. We've said how powerful it is. He's 3/10, 2/10, pulls out to the side. You can see the car porpoising as he comes into turn 1, miles ahead before he even gets to the braking zone. So that's P3 for Christian in front of Stoyan. It's not over yet. Stoyan's right behind him coming into Villeneuve. We saw this happen last time. Christian just ran a little bit wide. Stoyan was a bit more patient and managed to get back in front, but no, this time Christian's learned from his mistakes, goes through Villeneuve with no issues whatsoever. There's a big puff of smoke ahead. It looks like Kamishov might be being, I'm not 100%, but if you look at the gap, Kamishov's dropped 5 seconds to Shkloven. I don't know if that was one of the Supernal cars might have impeded Kamishov, or maybe made a mistake in front of him and he's backed off. But yeah, Shkloven, lap 5 seconds ahead already. Well, shouldn't be 5 seconds ahead, but he is.
Yeah, luck of the draw.
Right. That's her name.
Teneriello.
Yeah, spins on the entry. As he backs into the wall, spins on the entry to the Variante Alta. Has to filter the whole field to go through. It comes out in front of
McCormack.
What?
McCormack just had a spin.
Oh,
right in front of him.
I was not looking. Yeah, so he's dropped behind the pair of cars. Now, oh, they all
Oh
check up
no!
through Rivazza 1. Oh, they're both the teammates coming together then, I think, actually. And yeah, McCormack just punted him a little bit and spun him round. Jackson gets passed by K for P7. Up the field, Stoyan's still within 7/10 of Christian. But yeah, down the back. Bit of argy-bargy there. Samanis up into P10. P11, sorry, right behind Imran Sheikh. Our solo drivers. Oh, as we switch camera angles.
That gap. Yeah. Oh, wide. Wow.
Switching to Jackson as he runs wide through Piratella, I think, before Acra Minerale. Right on the back of James K. Now we just saw, even if you're in front here, oh, as K breaks super early and Jackson has to take avoiding action. Nothing K did wrong there, just caught Jackson out, but that almost ended in tears. Yeah, as we saw before, the DRS is very strong, so K is almost certainly going to get overtaken here, and there'll be nothing he can do about it if Jackson doesn't make a mistake. Comes through the final corner. So mediocre exit, to be honest, but the power of that DRS will just see him through before he even gets to the corner. Moves to the outside, nothing K can do whatsoever. Jackson into P7. A good move there.
I've just had a message sent by one of the Oxtan boys. So we've had a few retirements, and one of them was Kilgore Trout.
Oh.
And wide there.
Yeah,
he's
wide
also
for
waiting
Jackson.
in interview.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I didn't mention that. We had Kilgore Trout, the league founder, participating in this race. Unfortunately, due to the large number of drivers we have racing here today, we actually didn't see him on the timing screen. We didn't actually see him on track at all, but unfortunately he has retired. We'll bring him in for an interview now. Oh, as Carlos comes together with Hepner there.
That was a huge hit, wow.
Yeah, very, very strong hit. Yeah, that's always... Manis loses the rear, actually, yeah. Well, we were going to bring Kilgore in for an interview, but there's a bit of action on track here.
Into the chicane, the Diamondback.
We're taking a screenshot, that's not what we wanted to.
Oh, I think he backed out. Get that DRS much easier, and fly past him on the straight.
But yeah, we'll now bring Kilgore in for an interview. Hello, Kilgore. Unfortunately, we didn't catch you on stream much, if at all, but I've heard you've retired from the race, which is very unfortunate. How was the first few laps in qualifying for you?
Well, you got my memo to not catch me on stream, so I appreciate that. Qualifying was shambles, to be honest. There was a big incident, big pile-up at turn 1. I don't think the stream had started by then, hopefully not. But after that, I was just, I don't know, a little bit shook up, and just, I don't know, nothing kind of came together. The race was all right, you know. At least the first start, I think I got to like P8 from 18th. So, unfortunately, obviously, it needed a red flag.
Sorry to cut across. Looks like Jeremy Brox has made a mistake through Acra Minerale there. It's dropped back from P4 to a P8 there. Not the best. Continue, Kilgore. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know what I got up to in the second start, but I mean, I was ahead of Carlos at one point. We always joked that, you know, we'd make contact. At least I thought I'd be making contact with him, but this time he drove into the side of me. But I'll look at the replay, see what happened. Maybe I didn't give him any space. But that's not how it all went down, though. My wheel came apart.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, something just kind of pinged off, and yeah, after that it was just a mess. So I apologise who I knocked off. Really apologise. But there's been a lot of that this weekend. A lot of apologies.
Yeah, that's a shame. Good to see you racing, though. How did that first start go for you before the red flag? Obviously, there was a big pile-up, and we had a bit of an administration issue in issuing that red flag. As Skamanis, has gone off at turn 1, drops to P15 after running in the points at the start there.
How unfortunate. But you know, they were both good starts for me, to be honest. I mean, it's really messy up there. just trying to survive turn one, to be honest. Some people obviously more edgier than others, and it's always going to come to tears, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very, very challenging turn one here. We've seen red flags. We've had test races here at Imola in the past. I've not been around in Formula Trout League for any of the actual races we've done here at Imola, but I know it can be a very messy turn one. The grass is punishing, the curbs are punishing. It's basically a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get through this unscathed, then hats off to you. But it's normally other people causing you issues or your wheel coming apart.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Would you want to stick around, Kilgore, or are you going to hop off?
I'm going to take 5, to be honest. Get some fresh air after those 5 laps or so.
No, good to have you here.
But yeah, guys, stick around. Obviously, later on, whoever's watching for the Master Split race, more of this, but even more grislier, I guess.
Yep.
In a bit, guys.
Thanks.
I just saw Jeremy Brooks go flying off.
Saw the yellow flag there. He's down into P9. That was through Villeneuve. There was a big pack of cars ahead. I think he was just part of that, and then he's not had the best few laps here. He's dropped from P3 all the way down to P9. Now Christian is up into P3. Stoian into P4. He wasn't P3, was he? He was P5.
Something like that.
Yeah, we'll switch back to James Kay. He's part of this big pack of cars. As Jackson runs wide in front of him through the Variante Alta, there's no grip on the AstroTurf out there, so not what you want to do. Now he's going to have the DRS. Jackson's dropped out of the DRS from Cron in front, so it might be, if we switch to the pedal cam, might be an inevitable overtake for Kay here. Yes, so you can see in front, Jackson rear wing shut. James Kay rear wing wide open, and he's in front even before the start-finish line, so it just shows the power of the DRS. You get a good exit. He's might even going to be challenging Cron, who was like 1.2 seconds ahead of him there.
That is just incredible.
It can really show, like, the management around here will be interesting. If you can stay close through the twisties, you're going to be almost guaranteed an overtake. Ooh. Slow through Villeneuve there.
Bit of a slidey moment.
Jackson right behind him still. Now we might see it go back the other way. If Jackson can stay within the DRS, he might be getting back past again. There've been a bit of back and forth already.
Oh, I've just noticed Carter Jackson's on the C4 tyre. That is a different strategy to what I thought everybody was going to use, but they'll be probably beyond drivable at this point.
Yeah, we haven't spoke about the tyre strategy that much. We were kind of expecting the usual C3 to C2, but Jackson here on the C4's lap 10, well, no, lap 12, sorry. And he gets a good exit on K into the last corner. He'll have the DRS, might even have the move done before the last corner. No, backs out because he knows he's going to have the DRS. We'll just follow him through here, although he might choose to pit. Probably. Oh, as K loses it on the exit. So K into the wall. Oh, as he's round again. Dirt on the tyres, hot tyres, bit of damage, and throws him round again. Hopefully he gets going without impeding anyone. Yeah, there's no one else on the track. That puts Jackson up into P6, and yeah, Kay losing it on the exit there.
That's so common at that final corner. If you run a bit wide on fresh tyres as well, it sends a car straight round, and you've got almost no time to react, and you're in the wall. It's such a throttle careful track that you run a bit wide, and it's either you're gonna survive it or your race is done. It's just it's actually an incredible circuit, and I mean these guys are doing. I mean Sakloven, the top 10 of these guys are doing fantastic just to keep it on the track, because I know I've had a few incidents in practice. So yeah, amazing job by these guys.
Yeah, it's a very punishing track. As I said to Kilgore, turn 1 has grass either side, the rest of the track has grass either side. There's no real room for mistakes here. Only on the exits of, I think, the Variante Alta and Acqua Minerale is where you have any respite from the grass, just a bit of concrete there. But even then, grip isn't anywhere near as much as it is on the normal track, and, you get it wrong as Jackson's in the wall.
Oh.
Jackson in the wall at the last corner. We were just saying how punishing the last corner can be. He's lost it before the last corner. It's hopefully he gets on the track without impeding anyone. He does, but he dropped back behind Kay once again. That's Kay looking to... No, it's Imran Sheikh, sorry, entering the pit lane. Carter Jackson comes in as well. yeah, a bit of damage there, and he was obviously on those C4 tyres, so 13 laps on those C4s is pushing it. 41 laps to go overall in the race, so about 28 laps or so remaining.
Whoa, that was very close between the Supernal Academy car. It was Kamashov. Oh no! Wide, probably a spin at the Variante Alta, just like Charles Leclerc did in real life, and that's dropped him all the way down to 4th. He must come in for a pit stop now.
Yeah, disaster for Kamashov there. Obviously, he has the championship lead already. Shiklovan is quite a few points back because he started at the back of the grid, but he's done a pretty commanding lead from the start of this race, pole position, and yeah, Kamashov would have really needed to, you know, I said it's a long season, it's not really, 12 races, it's half a real Formula 1 season nowadays, and you don't want to be dropping points. There's no drop points this season like there used to be, so keep mistakes like that to a minimum. I mean, obviously you don't want to make mistakes at all, but it's going to happen. Is still in P4, doesn't seem to have too much damage, but yeah, he's dropped behind Christian and Stoyan, only 1.2 behind Stoyan, but 14 seconds back from Shiklovan, I think, now, so unless Shiklovan's making a mistake, it's going to be difficult to bring that gap back down. Stoyan was in is within a second of Christian, so if he can stay there, he's going to have the DRS. These were fighting at the start of the race. They might be fighting now on lap 14. They're on the same tyres. Neither of them have pitted yet as Christian runs wide at Variante Alta. Going to allow Stoyan to get a great exit. Oh, as they defends the inside and they touch. Oh, Stoyan.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, Stoyan defended the... Ooh, as he's power sliding through Ravazza. Yeah, Stoyan went to the inside. Christian went to block the inside at about the same time, and they came together. Stoyan is actually waiting for a Christian, which is good to see. I mean, that's probably not going to influence the stewards' decisions too much, although they have a nice gap to the rest of the field. 2-3 seconds to... Stoyan looks to the inside already. Yes, he waits for him and lets him go past, which is great sportsmanship. Ooh, Stoyan loses the rear. Great sportsmanship. You know, Stoyan's a very, very experienced driver. He doesn't mean to make these... He's not going to ram someone off on purpose, so... He's let him back through and the battle will resume. Maybe with Christian with a bit of damage after that collision. James K in P6 pits. Jackson is in P14 after his pit stop, and Skamanis, yellow flag out for him at, I believe, the Variante Alta. Yeah, Variante Alta. The chicane catching another driver out. We'll switch back on board with Ciprian Stoyan. Only 1/10 through Aquaminerale. Looks to the inside. No way you're going to be able to make a move there, but you know, it could unsettle the driver in front, make them
exit.
Mistake. Yeah, so another great exit for Stoyan. This time he's on the inside as he goes on the grass. Christian came across there and just threw him off a little bit. Hard racing from these two drivers, but this time Stoyan's going to have that DRS.
Look how close Kamashov is now, wow.
Yeah, within a second as well. We'll switch on board with Kamashov, actually get a view of this. Stoyan pulls to the inside, is in front again before the start-finish line. Then Kamashov has the DRS too. Might be looking in, Christian might be looking in his mirrors just to make sure he's not passed by another car, but yeah, so Stoyan up into P2 after that earlier collision, let him through, but then he's back past again. That's obviously, it could still be a penalty for that if Christian decides to report it, but Kamashov now within 3/10 of Christian. Ooh, as he gets super close in the braking zone for Tosa.
That's such a tricky corner, especially on entry and exit. We saw, I believe it was last season in Formula 1, Hamilton slide off there, so that's a very tricky corner. Same with this one, but if he can keep this gap, it's going to be a definite overtake because of that incredible DRS. He has a look, but
ooh, Christian locks the front going into it. Kamashov slides the rear coming out of it. But yeah, Christian's dropped 1.2 seconds to Stoyan in front, so he's not going to have the DRS. Kamashov 0.6 out of Variante Alta will have the DRS into Ravazza 1. Gets it in early. Meanwhile, Christian in front is running wide. Maybe the damage from his collision with Stoyan. Does he come into the pits? No. Ooh, Stoyan's coming into the pit lane very slowly. Kamashov decides to pit behind. I'm surprised he'd do that because he was going to have the DRS then and almost certainly would have made the overtake, but maybe saw Stoian pitting in front and didn't want to get undercut. Or Stoian had the gap, but coming into the pit lane very slowly there, and it was almost a collision.
24 seconds.
Yeah,
25
unbelievable gap. We saw Christian have the collision with Stoian, which put them both further back than they were. I think it was about 14 seconds before that, but yeah, 25 seconds in 17 laps. Unbelievable gap for Darian already. Kamishov has now exited the pit lane, actually behind Stoian, sorry, so the positions have not swapped, but they're just 7/10 between these two drivers now. Kamishov is on the C2 tyre. I imagine Stoian will also be on the C2 tyre, yeah. So it looks like C3 to C2 is the common strategy here. Carter Jackson, who started on the C4s, is on the C2s as well, so he looks like he's doing a one-stop as well, maybe with a bit more tyres saving, but we'll see how that works out for him. He's currently running P11 after his crash earlier on. Actually, running on board with Kamishov here, we can see a lot of traffic in front of them. They've just pitted, but the traffic isn't cars on the same lap of them. It's cars that have already been lapped, so it's put them back in front of the leaders. There's a Christian in P2 pits. Stoian gets past one of the Supernal cars, one of the Owens brothers. And might not actually be the Owens brothers, because I don't think they're in the same team now, are they? Herrero in the other Supernal car, I believe.
I'm not sure. They might be in the same team. I'll have a look.
Thank you. Yeah, Kamishov gets quite a good exit. He'll have the DRS on Stoian, 7/10 behind. Don't know if he'll be able to make a move from that bar back. We know Ciprian is amazing at defense, but this DRS is so powerful. Looks to the inside. Ciprian leaves the door open. Kamishov touching the grass and gets in front. Shuts the door on the exit and is in front of Stoian. Great move there for P2. And Christian's down in P4, so those pit stop did not work out for him as much. Got two cars battling in front here. It's Jeremy Brox, who was running much further up, and Carlos Kamanis, who was also running further up. Shklovin in P1 pits. He will come out probably in first with that 52-second gap. Fortunately, Brox moves over because of the blue flags, and oh, actually, Brox makes an error there. Allows Owens through, who did not. He did not have to move out the way for him. He didn't have the blue flags for Owens there. Oh, as we've just lost Oliver. We'll bring him back. Hello, Oliver. Good to have you back.
I'm back.
So here's Shklovin exiting the pit lane on his C2 tyres. 22 laps remaining, so easily going to make that distance. He's just done 19 laps on the C3s. Further up the field, Stoian is within 3/10 of Kamishov into the last corner. Well, was, but not the best exit, 7/10. We'll see if the DRS allows you to make a move after that. We've said how powerful it is time and time and time again. 8/10 was the exit with a poor exit, but lucky Cooks to the... Oh, was they almost touched. Stoian was looking for the outside there, but the kinks, it can be quite hard to read what your opponent's doing. We've seen it in real Formula 1 with Valtteri Bottas and George Russell coming together in the wet. They misread each other's moves. Russell moved onto the grass and came together.
Don't remind me of that incident. That made me very sad, but that could have been a monster crash. I mean, it's so dangerous when the closing speeds are that high. And
yeah, we saw, we were saying how strong the DRS was. He was almost certainly going to make the overtake if he didn't have to back out there. And there was almost 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers an hour difference there between the two cars. That could have been a huge collision if they came together. So very good that Stoian has the experience to the reaction time to back out of that. Obviously, it was his error, misjudging what Kamishov was doing. But yeah, thankfully both drivers live another day. Actually, Stoian is outside of the DRS range now as well, and I think Kamishov might get the DRS off this lap traffic in front of the Supernal Academy cars. So the Supernal Academy car moves out the way, which is good to see, and Kamishov has the DRS off that car too, so we'll get the extra speed boost, 6/7 extra on his this lap from that, and Stoian is going to have to pass him through the rest of the lap. Actually, Jackson has retired from the race, just notified. Not good to see. It's a shame. He was running so strong after that early stint on C4s. Maybe made a few errors, but timing screen, maybe? Yeah, sorry, the timing screen was confused there. Apparently Stoyan was back in P2, but no, that's fine, nothing happened. Kamyshov's actually made a 2.5 seconds gap to Stoyan there, so I'm not sure if there's a little error, but going to be outside the DRS as McCormack and Dolciotti are side by side in turn 1. Looked like a bit of contact. Going to be side by side into Vilna. Very brave from McCormack. Dolciotti cracks off, lets him through. Really, really impressive stuff from two drivers there. Unfortunately, we didn't see the previous what went on at the previous corner. There's a bit of damage on McCormack's front wing, although we saw him in the wars a bit earlier in the race, lap 1, with that huge crash. So, running in the points now. He's made his mandatory pit stop, his mandatory change of tyres. So, could be on for a good points finish here. So, Kamyshov, I think that's his personal best with the 1:19.4. I'm not sure what Shkloven's doing in P1. That 20-second gap, 20 laps to go. He's going to have to close him a second a lap and then make the overtake, which might be asking a bit too much for the Griffin Red driver.
I think Jeremy Brooks is just retired, I believe.
Yeah, he's come into the pit lane. Doesn't seem to be moving. Unfortunate to see, he started so strongly. I didn't see him on track at the Nürburgring. Maybe he was there, but Shkloven.
Not sure who that is.
Yeah, almost gets collected by traffic, getting into issues of their own. Curbs at the Variante Alta can throw even the best drivers off, and it's proving to be quite the obstacle for some of the drivers here today. Ooh, Dolciotti's made a mistake at turn 1. He was fighting with McCormack at turn 1 the lap before, but now he's facing backwards at turn 1. Did not see what happened there, just saw the aftermath of it, but that's allowed Imran Sheikh up into P8. Dolciotti's dropped down to P9, and that's put James K right on his gearbox.
Looks like Kron's within DRS.
Ron closing in on Hettner up ahead. K looking for an overtake on Dolciotti down in P9. To the inside for Piratella. I don't know if that's Piratella. I think it is. Does not make the move now.
I think it is, yeah.
It sounds right. I know the rest of the corners, and that one sounds right. So. Oh, we'll switch to Kron. Actually, right. Makes a move into Ravazza 2, but will he have the DRS, or is he just giving Hettner the DRS? Oh, we're actually watching Hettner's rear wing, and he has the DRS. So Hettner will probably get back in front after Kron's overtake there. So yeah, look, you can see the power. Kron overtakes Hettner. Hettner overtakes Kron within 2 corners.
I mean, even with if Kron was using all his battery and ERS there, I mean, nothing he can do. It's actually incredible. As K on Dolciotti, same thing.
To the outside, exactly the same. The power of the DRS letting K go through even. To turn 1 already 5, 6, 7 tenths ahead by turn 1. It's unbelievable. VRC Formula Alpha cars based on the real Formula 1 cars. We've seen the games Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc were playing in real life at some of the early rounds of the season trying to get that DRS, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it here. I expect in the Master Split we might see some of that later on, because some of those drivers, you know, they're thinking about the driving, they're thinking about the strategy, and they're thinking about not just, you know, wheel to wheel, I need to be in front of this guy, but the extra bit of no idea what word I'm looking for here. I don't want to say brain capacity, that's very rude to the Challenger Split drivers, but you know, just the extra peace of mind that they know, oh, if I just back off here, get that DRS, I'll be in front anyway. Nothing they can do about it. And yeah, they've seen a lot of back and forth, but Owens in P11 is actually looking for Dolciotti. Oh, what did we just say? We just saw it there. Dolciotti backs off, lets Owens through, and now he's going to have the DRS. And unless he makes a mistake, it's almost certain he's going to make the overtake. But actually, Owens is going to have DRS on K in front.
This is, might be a bit of a train here.
So Dolciotti backs off to let Owens through so he can get the DRS, but then goes wrong because Owens has the DRS off James K and stays in front, actually, of K. Sorry. Oh, Kamyshov makes another error. There's a yellow flag out at the last corner. Drops down into P3. Let's Sterian back through. Not the best showing for Kamyshov here. He's got great pace, but these mistakes just dropping back. Go back on board with Owens as he's right close into Piratella.
smart enough not to make that move. I think anybody wouldn't go for that move there. He's
Yeah.
gonna.
Oh, loses
Oh.
the rear under braking. I said how difficult it is, the high-speed corners. He's backing off a lot. Oh, as they touch.
Oh.
You can see the recovery light flashing on Kay's car there. I wonder if there's a... they touched... Oh, again. What's going on? Dolciotti has to back off. We're having a bit of a boxing match up ahead. There's blue flags for a car behind. Kay is now behind Mason Owens. But Kay is going to have the DRS. I wonder if they're just trying to be a bit clever for their own good here. You go first. No, you go first. Kay gets the DRS, looks to the outside, almost come together there with Owens blocking the inside as much as he can try.
That's Cloven behind them.
Cloven right behind, trying to lap them. Actually, the cars in front having a battle of their own, do not want to get out of the way. Cloven has a 23-second gap, so he might just be taking it a bit easy. No need to make those, you know, the rush decisions to get that traffic through when he's got that safe gap. You don't want to get into a crash and lose that 23-second gap.
He has the best seat in the house for this battle.
Yeah, I think they might let him through here. If they don't, he... Oh, as they...
Oh.
What happened ahead there? It looked like Owens was looking for the outside and the just door was not there. He came across and touched. I've just seen notified from Jeremy Brox that we did get his name right, so thank you very much.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
that you retired from the race. You were putting in a very good show earlier on. Looks like, is Kay going to the inside here to try... Oh, closes him right tight there. But Shkloven, our leader, is stuck behind these two cars battling. It's Owens who needs to back off. It's the car behind that needs to back off. And I fear the worst.
Oh my. Whoa! Incredible.
Oh, I imagine the stewards might have words about this later. Kay and Owens playing the DRS game. Thompson and Dolciotti are getting involved behind. There's going to be a fork. Oh no, actually Thompson pits now. But yeah, Owens has the DRS. They both have the DRS actually off the lapped car, I think, do they? No, Kay doesn't have the DRS. Kay doesn't have the DRS. So Owens and Kay playing the games and almost collecting the leader there. I imagine the stewards will definitely have something to say about that. There's a car up in the background there, actually. I don't know who that was. Yeah, Cloven was being so patient. He has the gap. Doesn't want to get involved in the incidents, and those cars both trying to get the DRS into that last corner. Who gets it is going to be the car that comes out in front, but not what you want to see. The leader was almost collected there, had to go in between Kay and Owens, and I thought there was going to be a crash then, personally.
I mean, just watching it from the onboard, I tensed up quite a lot, so can't imagine what it was like for Cloven, but
Yeah.
luckily, no contact, and the race continues.
Yeah, now if they were battling for position, that would be overtake of the season, but it was a blue flag overtake, and they should have never have been in that situation anyway. Ryan Thompson is now behind Kay. He'll have the DRS out Ravazza too. Doesn't get the best exit. We'll see what he can do. Kay's going to be trying to defend here. The porpoising is bouncing him past Kay. Gets the overtake done. Can barely see the braking zone on board his car. The teams here are going to try and eliminate porpoising to make the car more stable, faster, but not every team's going to be able to manage to do it, as he's actually doing it into Villeneuve too, so Thompson and his team are clearly struggling getting that setup dialed in, but doesn't seem to be impeding his progress too much as he gets in front of Kay. Amishov, meanwhile, after that mistake in P3, is 6 seconds behind Stoyan, 14 laps to go. Might be able to catch up and make the move, but we'll see. Through Corsa there, gets the exit just right. He's going to be, I imagine he's going to be pushing pretty hard, because that second place is definitely in reach, but maybe he's happy with third. Unfortunately his teammate Griffiths isn't here to help him play the team game a little bit. Maybe they could help each other. They're not having that opportunity, as I heard a car may have just locked up very strongly then. No car locked up.
I think the closest on-track battle is actually Kay Kay and Thompson has a
Yeah.
look.
Kay was looking to the inside there through turn 1. He would have had the DRS that time round, but yeah, I think maybe he was just within a second, wasn't able to make the move. We just saw Thompson make the move the lap before, so as he loses the rear through Villeneuve, and that's going to drop him outside the DRS. Yeah, 1.5, 1.6. I'm going to say that's a commentator's curse there. You say the closest battle and then he makes a mistake.
I'm sorry. That's my first ever one.
It's in the pit lane.
Looks like the third stop for Teneriello.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been having issues. He's only one place behind where he started, but he's on his
4
fourth
stops.
pit stop. So clearly having some issues there, or maybe trying to set fastest lap. Those outside the top 10 won't score a point for it, but he will take the point away from that car in the top 10. It does set fastest lap as the timing screen is going a bit crazy right now.
Oh.
There we go, back to normal.
Yeah.
Cloven
Well,
here
that
is with more lapped cars.
I thought that was for position.
No, it's a Cloven getting a bit with all the lapped cars here. Hopefully he keeps it going okay. Doing okay. Clear of the traffic for now, can start focusing on building that gap back up to Stoian. Not that he really needs to, 22 seconds. It was 24 at one point before the bit of a dicey few corners with Owens and Kay, as Leslie Peters just DNF'd from the race. He was running near the back of the field, but unfortunate to see any car DNFing from the race. We've lost around 5 or 6 cars already here at Imola, so a race of attrition so far. Everyone up to P7 has been lapped by Chikloven already, so showing impressive pace. Not that we need to see how many cars have been lapped. He has a 23-second gap to Stoian, so that tells it all, really. But Owens is actually right behind Imran Sheikh here, coming into Rivazza 2. Backs off before the DRS zone. We saw him playing this game before with Kay. We'll have the DRS into the last corner. Ooh, snatches the inside wheel a little bit. As actually Sheikh peels off into the pit lane. I think he's already pitted, so he must have some damage, but that's going to allow Owens to gain quite a lot of time. And oh, actually Thompson behind pitted too, so James Kay is 7 seconds behind Owens. So Owens in free air now. Quite a big gaps all over the field. We've gone from battles everywhere to I think 7 seconds being our closest gap now.
I think it's going to turn into a battle for whoever can get that fastest lap, because every point counts in the championship.
Yeah, especially for Kamishov Chikloven. Chikloven has that big points deficit due to the first round starting at the back of the grid. Kamishov winning that race, but running P3 at the moment. That fastest lap for both drivers could prove to be the 1 point difference could be the championship deciding result. We don't know. 12 races in the season. Yeah, Kamishov looked like he would be able to close back up to Stoian, but 7.7 seconds. I think it was only 6 seconds when we talked about it, and yeah, he's not closing that gap at all.
Perhaps, I mean, he doesn't really have the biggest gap behind, but I was going to say you could maybe stick some fresh rubber on and try and gain, but I think it's probably safer just to see it out to the end.
Yeah, with those, if you stuck some C4 tyres on C3 tyres, he would be very, very fast, but would probably drop behind Christian in P4 and he'd have to make the overtake. I've seen it's quite easy with DRS, but you know, any overtake is a bit of a risk, especially at a very punishing track like this. One little touch of the grass and you could be into the wall and have huge damage. We have a bot in the chat that I can't delete. That is unfortunate. One of the moderators, if they're in the chat, could delete that. That'd be very useful. Please don't buy followers, primes and viewers on this store that they say. Oh, Kamishov! Whew, I thought he was round then. I don't know if you caught that on the stream, but a huge slide for Kamishov on the exit of Villeneuve there. Massive four-wheel slide, opposite lock through the exit, but keeps it going.
I'm going to have to check the YouTube stream, I just missed that.
Yeah, I thought he was round then. I thought that was going to be him out of the race maybe, but manages to keep it going.
Oh wow, yeah. Incredible save again from Kamishov, like we saw quite early on in this race.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Kamishov's just struggling with the tyres a little bit. He's been making a few mistakes, which, you know, last time out at Nürburgring, he was absolutely rock solid. But here at the Nürburgring, a few mistakes, a few critical errors, and it's dropped him to P3, 9 seconds behind Stoyan in P2. Further back, looks like Herrero has made an overtake. Ooh, around the outside of Tosa there. Very, very brave stuff.
Oh, he
runs wide through Acqua Minerale.
Both of them.
Both of them run wide for Acqua Minerale. Now that's one of the Supernal cars behind. I don't think they're on the same lap. I don't know if No, I think that's Spencer Owens. No, apparently there's 3 Supernal cars. I'll get back to you on that.
It might be Kron, I think.
Yes, well spotted. So that's Kron who is lapping these 2 cars behind. Stuck behind them because they're not moving out the way.
Not this again.
They should do, but here's Tenarello, that's not how you pronounce it, making the move on Herrero. Herrero should back off here to allow his sister teammate through, which he does, but now it's going to be Tenarello's job to move out the way for him. Seen before, you know, lapped cars can influence the race result. You don't want to see that happen, but a very big grid and a lot of drivers. Some drivers don't make the best decisions, just to put it that way.
We need for Tenariello. I mean, he's got to let Kron through at the best opportunity. He could maybe wait till the main straight, but I think, I don't know if I'm right in saying this, but I think there was a new rule change this season. That the gap for blue flag is a lot bigger.
It's around 1.5 seconds, and you have to do it where
yeah.
it's safe. Yeah, but kind of, you know, it's if you impede them, you get the penalty, I believe. So it depends if Owens feels like he's being impeded. Now Tenariello.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was fighting with Herrero behind, but now he's actually pulled a 4.5 second gap. So although Owens is behind him, might not actually catch him. You don't have to let them through if you can match their pace if you're faster than them. You know, you might get the blue flag for a lap or so, but, well, for a few corners maybe, but actually looks like he's going to be pulling a gap on a Kron behind, even.
That might be, I've just remembered, that might be down to Tenariello pitting for those C3
oh,
tyres.
yes, of course. He's done 4 pit stops this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running where he started after 4 pit stops, and he is on the C3 tyre, a very new set of C3 tyres. Although it says 31 laps, that's not correct. That's 31 laps since he first pitted, I believe, so he must have. That's not correct either. I have no idea why it says that. Let's ignore it.
Is that... Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be the lap that he pitted, but it says Saklovan pitted lap 33, so...
Yeah, that certainly didn't happen. We'll just ignore that.
I can have a look.
I believe Shiklovan pitted on lap 19, so timing screens are not a bit confused today. Shiklovan up in P1, 21 second gap to Stoyan. I think the gap has come down a little bit after those errors. Well, after he was impeded by the blue flags in front, and Stoyan is putting in some stellar lap times, actually faster than Shiklovan, but you know, Shiklovan doesn't have to push. He has the gap. He has the luxury of just watching the gap, reacting to the car behind, and no need to push and make the mistakes. Easy going so far for Shiklovan. That's the younger GP San Marino Grand Prix, we'll call it, and yeah, he's driving for the younger Academy car. So not a home race, but a sponsored race for younger GP, and a younger GP car leading the race. Ideal scenario for them. I'm sure Maxi will be very happy. Maxi Younger is the boss of Younger GP, by the way, for anyone who is new to the league.
Yes, he's not doing the Master Split race, unfortunately, but we hope to see him back on track soon.
Yeah, he's actually attending the French Grand Prix today, so I'm sure I'm sure he'd probably rather be doing Formula Trout League, but you know, sometimes real life commitments do get in the way, such as Formula One Grand Prix. So, one of them things.
It was the Academy, Super Now Academy just went a bit wide there, but nothing to harm Ciclovan. I think he's pulled a little bit away from Stoyan, but still, I mean, 21 seconds gap is huge.
Yeah, we've seen Stoyan, Kamishov, Christian, almost the whole field getting into errors, but Cloven in front has just managed to pull away for all race basically. So he had a big slide through VRC Alpha there.
I was gonna say that was a lot of curb.
Well, we'll watch the lap times. Shkloven did a 120 flat that time round. Stoyan in P2 with the same tyres, a little older in fact. We'll just see what he... Ooh, he has a wiggle on the last corner. Maybe those C2 tyres are starting to die in the dying stages of the race. Yeah, 119.4, so he was actually 0.6 faster that time round. I wonder if Shkloven could maybe be charging his batteries to do a hot lap.
I did, well, I shouldn't be saying this, but I did find that the ERS did let go a little bit towards the end, so in my practice, maybe he's hit a bit of that, and Cyprian's just been saving it the entire race. He's doing one last mega push if he wants to get this win, so yeah.
I mean, it's unlikely he's going to be able to catch 3 seconds a lap, 4 seconds a lap in 5 laps, but stranger things have happened. It might not be 5 seconds a lap faster, it might be 20 seconds slower for Shkloven if he makes a mistake, if he gets caught up in traffic or something. Meanwhile, down in P11 actually, P10, P11, Thompson is looking at the back of Imran Sheikh in the solo driver car. Right behind him, just 2.8, 2.8? Yeah, 2.8 tenths, sure. 3 tenths to him as he's through Aqua Minerale. Now, Thompson, I think, has only pitted the once, although he's on the C3 tyre, so let's check that. And the time screen is going crazy.
2-stop.
Yes, so he has done a 2-stop, but Imran Sheikh in front has also done a 2-stop, and then Sheikh is on the C4 tyres, which is wouldn't expect to see in the race. Jackson tried it early on, but has retired, so didn't really pay off for him. Gonna have the DRS behind as the time screen's going all over the place.
Well, look at the porpoising.
Boing, 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 but
That's
pulls to
a
the
lot.
outside and gets through. We saw the... I'm very sorry to whoever team this is, but I'm not sure what your team name is. I'm not 100% on all the teams in the Challenger Split this season, but his teammate was also pouncing his way past other cars, so yeah, like I said before, the setup is not quite dialed in there. Actually looks like Hepner's Intercontinental Racing, that's the one. I was looking at your skin yesterday. I like the colour palette very much. But yeah, Hepner is only 5 tenths in front of Thompson now as well, so I don't know if Hepner made a mistake or maybe he pitted just then. Looks like there might be another overtake for Thompson here. He did that 2-stop strategy, and that 2-stop strategy might be getting him into the points. Well, it is getting him into the points. He only has 1 more position to get 2 points.
This is a battle for, well, points for both teams. Both teams' first points this season could be decided here, whether they have a collision or something like that. You know, I mean, 1 point for 10th, 9th gets you 2, so...
Meanwhile, these two are battling. Cyprian actually set fastest lap there with a 1:19.2, so Cyprian's definitely pushing in P2. But Thompson looks to the inside, bounces past him once again with that porpoising. Nothing Hepner could do, and that's Thompson up into P9, 2 points on the board for Intercontinental Racing if he finishes in this position. No guarantees though, Hepner might get back past.
It looks very dangerous with the porpoising with DRS. I mean, you have one like sudden movement over a bump and it could be game over. Like that is, it's you need your car dialed in, especially in this year, because these cars are a lot trickier. Well, I find them a lot trickier than last season. So
yeah, it's quite dangerous in fact, for sure, and we haven't seen any incidents so far, but yeah, well, we've actually seen a few incidents with the DRS with the closing speeds. If you swerved instead of braking, you could have a huge crash. You'd be spinning 360 degrees at around 300 kilometers an hour, so would almost certainly end your race. Hepner is within 8/10 as he comes into the last corner, so we'll have DRS. Don't know if he's close enough to be able to make the move, though. You know how strong the DRS is. This is going to be the best test to see how strong the DRS really is.
Well, I like that helmet design. I know he makes his own, and that is I'm quite a big fan of that one.
Not very nice colours. Hepner behind Thompson was a second slower that lap. He's closing with the DRS, but not anywhere near enough. Ooh, as he runs wide actually through the first corner too. So I think Thompson should be safe now. We'll see. Touch wood for Thompson's sake. For our sake, let's hope we get a bit of action. Not that this has been a boring race, of course.
Oh, here he is. It is Ross.
Ross has joined us for the challenge for the master split race. We will see him shortly. He could say hello maybe, as Owens is actually just 6/10 behind McCormack there. I missed that. Sorry, I don't know if he made a mistake, McCormack. I don't think the gap was that close before. Owens has the DRS on this straight. We've seen time and time again the power of the DRS. Nothing McCormack can do, and he is in front. Oh, and the title banner is wrong for the stream. I've just been notified of that. I apologise. Yes, we're not at the Nürburgring.
You wish we were.
There
I
he
don't.
is.
I've just gone back to the pit lane as well. So this is going well. Yes, hello Ross. Welcome to the stream.
Hello. I thought I'd say hello, and I do apologise. For those unaware, I was supposed to be here doing this, but I've just got back from America. I'm horrifically jet lagged on the back end of an illness. I thought I'd have an hour nap about 6 hours ago, and then woke up and was like, oh. So Alex and Oliver have done a fantastic job of covering for my uselessness. So thank you very much, boys. Really appreciate that one. But you've got my dulcet tones for the master splits. It's all okay.
No problem, Ross. Glad to have you here. Shiklovan is now starting the final lap of the race. He has a 25-second gap to Stoian, so in those last few laps, I don't know if Stoian made a mistake, but it's an absolutely dominant performance from Shiklovan here.
I was going to say that last lap's it's arrived quicker than I thought it would. And well, that gap hasn't reduced. Has it increased? I can't quite remember. I think it's increased a little bit. Oh, wow.
Huge crash for a car in front there.
I'm not sure. Was that McCormack?
It looks like him.
Shite.
Oh no, he's off at a different corner. We'll just follow back on the leader. That's Shake at the last corner. Yeah, I don't know who that was. The car had a huge crash in front of Shiklovan there. Just a few seconds earlier, if that happened, there could have been a disastrous consequences for Shiklovan. Might have put him out of the race on the final lap. He would have scored points because he has lapped almost up to P5 now, I think, in fact.
Oh.
But Shiklovan through the last corner in his second race in Formula Trout League is going to take the win at the San Marino Grand Prix, is what we have called it. Win for Younger GP at the Younger GP Grand Prix. So absolutely fantastic. That was a noise.
That was fireworks, but I think it was Christian who made the mistake, and he's been passed by 2 cars. Owens and Cron
Yes.
flying past him.
I'm not sure what happened there at all, but Christian down in P6. Stoian will cross the line in P2. 25 seconds to Shiklovan. Unbelievable gap. Kamishov 15 seconds back again from Stoian. You can see the damage on his car. He has been in the wars this race, but a podium finish is not too bad for Griffin Red. They will hopefully be happy with that. Hopefully Columba will be back next round. No bias here, as I'm a driver for Griffin Red. But yeah, P4 is Cron, P5 Owens, P6 Christian after what looked like a huge crash on the last lap. As Forrest McCormack goes off.
I just rewatched it. It was very strange.
They was almost going in a straight line there. One car stopped on track there. Might have run out of fuel. But yeah, Shiklovan is the winner here at Imola, and they are coming together on the last lap, on the cooldown lap. Obviously, there's no rules applied here in Formula Trout League on the cooldown lap, but yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic job for Shiklovan. Unfortunately, the stream is going to have to end very quickly now because I am going to have to go join the Master Split race, as is Oliver Gibson, who is with me. If any drivers would like to be interviewed for the Challenger Split race, please stick around, come after the Master Split race, and we will be very, very happy to ask you how it went. Maybe Chikloven could give us some words on this dominant performance in only his second race here in Formula Trout League. Thanks everyone, and goodbye.